I go talk to people, tell them what I do, and tell them why I'm doing this. Try to get them to vote for me and tell their friends. We've got, I don't know exact numbers, but it's 242,000 hits on my website. So obviously there's interest. We've got a list of volunteers that we've collected over the last 7 months because I've been doing this since January. There's about 200 names on that list. Only about 20 of them are very active, what I consider very active, which means they come out, they get signatures and do things for me on an active basis. But we've got a good list of people that are available for next year that want to get petition signatures for me and want to help at events.
Have you talked to Robert Graham yet? Who's going to be running against Jan Brewer?
No, there's actually several people that are going to be running.
Well, Dean Martin's considering it, and Robert Graham came out last week on JD's show with a pre-announcement. He's going to announce this Wednesday, and I would think it would be very beneficial for all you guys running to interconnect and start making a plan, just like they've made a plan to screw us. We need a plan to take back our government.
Yes. Yeah, there's also an accountant that I've met that's running. He's not in politics now, he's an accountant. That's what he does for a living. He has his own accounting firm, and that's what he does. He's going to run it as a Republican, and then I just was contacted by John Paul Mitchell, not the hairstyle guy. He's running for governor as an independent. He's supposed to be up in Kingman with us, with the group up there this week.
Pose a question to any one of these people about immigration, and if they tell you it's a complex issue,
you know
they're out. It is not a complex issue. You enforce the laws. If you don't like the laws, change the laws. But until then, enforce them. And if they tell you it's a comprehensive issue, I'm sorry, but you don't get my vote.
They just answered your question. Yeah. They support illegal immigration. Yeah. What was the term?
It's not complex.
In World War II.
It's very simple.
If you go to my meetings, every time I say that, the whole group goes, it's very simple.
Yeah, collaborators, right.
Yeah. Remember that term? Collaborator?
Collaborator,
World War II?
Collaborating, yeah.
Quislings.
Yep.
A quisling is the next step up from collaborator. Yeah. Collaborators, dirt scum. Quislings are the nasty fuzz on dirt scum.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you
did.
did.
Get enough information?
Yep, thank you.
Will you vote for me?
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
possibly.
right now.
Very possibly.
You got mine. That's why I used to
I already
put it on
got
the back
one.
of my
There
car.
we go.
You can always tell who I'm voting for by the stickers on the back of my car.
There you go.
If somebody doesn't like it, sometimes they don't.
Big deal.
They have a problem. It's not my problem.
You folks are aware that somebody has already been arrested in this country for his bumper stickers.
Yes. That would have been 5. I understand.
I'm sorry, but that's not America, and I will not accept it. If they try and do that shit to me, they will have a problem on their hands because I will make it a news article.
At that point, it's getting the area where armed resistance.
You might even get in with the chicken if you're talking about freedom of speech.
Where do these situations occur?
Yes.
Let's
No
say
way
where.
around.
Where did they occur?
One of them, the one that I heard about, it seems to me happened in Texas. The guy got pulled over because he had American flags and things against illegal aliens and stuff on the back of his truck, and he got pulled over and was told he had to take them off, and he said, "Screw you," and they arrested him. And the charge they use is disorderly conduct, just like they used on that kid out at McDowell Park. You heard that last week. The kid was walking around in fatigues with a BB gun, which is totally legal. There is absolutely nothing. He could have had a real gun and it would have been legal.
Well, you know that,
and the only thing they charged him with was disorderly conduct. Why? The people overreacted. They should have charged them. You want to see what it's like in Phoenix? As soon as Napolitano put out that statement about veterans, I put out yard sale signs that Saturday that said, "Potential terrorist veteran yard sale." I had 5 squad cars at my house 30 minutes after the signs were up, And 2 of the cops had no idea that Janet Napolitano had said that. And I said, well, what the hell are you here for? They said, well, we don't know. We really can't make you take your signs down. So I said, yeah, I know you can't. Why are you wasting my tax dollars on a frivolous complaint by an asshole?
Yeah.
They could not answer that.
Well, then go get the asshole for filing a false report.
Well, they won't tell you who filed it.
You didn't ask him. You're selling. Then bust the guy for false report.
Against us. They can see you inside your building.
One hitch. The one thing that gives me comfort is I'm in contact with a lot of these kids in Iraq. I almost said not, because that's my war. But a lot of my buddies, these kids in Iraq are the grandsons of my buddies. And you know what? They have the same bad attitude you and I do.
Well, that's the reason we've got them over there. Our government keeps sending our young guys over there because they're the guys that will be the hardest to fight. And if they can kill them off over there and keep them out of this country, they can keep screwing us. And that's exactly, people said, you know, they bitched about Iraq, and I said, you got to remember, Iraq is a magician's trick. While everybody's watching Iraq, they're shoving the SPP and the NAU down our throat, and nobody's paying attention. And that's exactly what's happening.
There's both parties. There's both parties here.
Yeah, George Bush was a globalist. There's no difference between a globalist and a socialist. Obama simply took everything Bush had and broke from the run with it. Nothing has changed.
It all started with George Herbert Walker when he said, one world government.
Yes.
That man should have been scalped at that point by even bringing that up.
I concur. I hope it's wrong. I always blame Powell for First Gulf, because he's the one that lost his guts. Thought George Washington agreed to stop it. We should have gone into Baghdad. There wouldn't have been an Iraq. So I don't blame George too for Iraq. That was his policy. He's cleaning up the mess that should have been cleaned up 10 years earlier.
Why couldn't we just glass the damn place over? We don't need their oil.
We got more oil here than all the Middle East.
And then you have the Sierra Club. We have to save the owl.
Sierra Club.
Shoot those owls.
There with Benedict Arnold in my
Yes, they
list
do.
of heroes.
Yes, they do.
That's what we need, a Benedict Arnold award.
It's like thanks to places like, or people like Sierra Club, we lost our house. Oh, yeah. I mean, my husband couldn't work. That's the angry. That's the good angry. It's like,
Nobody seems to realize it. They nibble around the edges.